You hear the sound, the voice. We speak often of innovations, sometimes of creativity, invention. But what we don't know, or what we fail to recognize, is the innovation ecosystem. I was brought up, raised, born in a family of 8. My mom was a woman of multiple vision. And she created an innovation in our house because she wanted us to know how to eat together before there was a weapon of mass destruction in our house. What she created was for us to eat together in a single plate. And 8 of us will sit down to eat. She said, no, I want you to eat together. Because when you sit together and eat together, you can face difficulties together. You face challenges together. It will be difficult for anyone to come in, to intrude into this family. And I said, wow, that is good. She said, no, there will not be a competition. And then I heard a voice, as small as I was. Then we do go out to watch the moonlight show. And I looked up, I'll see. Sometimes I witness the eclipse of the moon, but I've never witnessed the eclipse of the stars, including those who just came back from Artemis. That means it tells that in innovation, everyone is meant to shine. There is no competition. You only compete against your yesterday. But something that moves you more into creativity and understanding. You know, the innovation my mom created, my wife wanted to try it with 2 of her children. I told her, no. I remember the last time we did it, we had weapon of mass destruction because everyone took their gari, you know, the cassava we made, and they were throwing it at my mom. And that was why I said, whatever we were eating became what? The mass destruction. And we put spices on our eyes. And after that, she said, no, now I'm going to get plate for everyone. That was how that innovation changed. Because every season has its innovation. Every season has its own timing. Somebody said, you are just producing papers. I said, no. 10 years ago, it was difficult because I have children to take care of. I said, you just have a new baby. My last kid is 16 years old. So when my wife wanted to try the innovation, I said, no, please, there is also a weapon of mass destruction. We were 8. With 2, we couldn't even do it. Because season and innovation works in different timing. So the greatest truth that some of us may have seen, but we don't respect it. Brilliance may enter without formal language. Brilliance may enter without boardroom, without anyone, without even institutional approval. That is why I'm speaking on I.C.O.N today. Innovation comes often through nonconformity. The greatest thing that has happened, the greatest thing that we have seen, the greatest inventors never went through conformity. There are things people despise. I've seen people because of innovation. No, because of the way of their color. I was bullied while in primary and secondary school because of the nature of my teeth. So it made me not to speak until my mom took the bull by the horn, went to my teacher, primary school teacher, and said, hey, I want you to be a dancer. You heard the sound. Sound became ways I put up innovation. Listening to sound, I hear the sound. Because the sound does not give me negativity. Can I hear that sound? Again, the sound, the flute, does not speak of your limitation. They speak of your inspiration. The truth brings out the lion inside of you. The music comforts, it consoles, it inspires. You to creativity, it inspires. So when I was bullied, I go back to the music. I listen to the music. New spirit comes up. Emotional, cultural, communal, spiritual. Because those who do what others do will never be remembered. It is only those who do what others cannot do. Those who see what others cannot see. Those who believe what others fail to believe. Because they want the former system. They want it to be the usual. No, because the brilliance is not coming in bullet points. Who is in the room becomes the problem. Diversity, we say no, diversity is a problem because it's black, because it's white, because it's pink, because he has one leg. No, because he speaks Scottish, because he speaks British. No, because we can't hear his African accent. Forgetting that innovation ecosystem lies in the mentality and the beauty of what is inside you. And in every man, there is something that is inside you. If you tap into it, success becomes possible. Arrogance closes the system, but humility opens up ecosystem. Diversity is infrastructure. If it is not in a family, there must be someone who creates confusion. In my family, I'm the only one. In the department, I'm even one. That's why I have my mentor and my tormentor. Because I want to move. I want to create. But by doing that, things happen. Because sometimes when you don't see, I looked at the Bible. I looked at the Quran. The Quran called Abraham, Ibrahim. The Bible called him Abraham. He sat down at 70 years old looking for a child. And by the time he entertained on guests, people that were not the usual, people who visited him, no, they were passing by. It's really interesting that both the Quran and the Bible put them together. And he entertained them. And they spoke, but somebody was there laughing. The person who needs the innovation, the person who wants the child, the person who people have neglected and said, your season has finished, laughed at them. I don't know when your innovation has been laughed at. Oh, they do that every time to us. I don't know when people have looked at your innovation, they say, where is it coming from? But I want to tell you, a season will come. It took 30 years. So I'm not telling you it will happen immediately. It took 30 years for the woman they laughed at to laugh with them. You are seasoned, people will laugh at you. We must widen recognition, deepen listening. We need to listen more. Uniformity creates comfort. Diversity creates capacity. We need this diversity in every institution. We need this diversity in every family. We need this diversity in every business. Because standing alone, you will not go far. But standing with others, you go further than where you have thought. Ability to see the future. Ability to see the impossible. Because the future is too complex to be built by one system, ecosystem alone. We need an ecosystem. People who believe in you. People who believe in your vision. People who believe in your capacity. People who believe that you can make things happen. What the world calls recognition comes in from what you believe. So the next time you encounter an idea, a sound, a culture, a perspective, or a person that does not fit your inherited template of intelligence, pause before you dismiss it. Listen longer. Look deeper. Ask wiser questions. Because what appears to be confusion may be, in fact, intelligence waiting for a more generous listener. Can listen to the sound. When this sound goes, I understand the beauty. I understand the music because it has comforted me in the time when no one was there to comfort you. It's more like the silent listener to your complaints. Therefore, what the world calls confusion may simply be wisdom arriving in an unfamiliar language. I want to drop this last word. Only those who understand the flute of innovation can recognize where the future is calling. Thank you.